This movie really deserves a live action remake. After just watching the soulless cash grab that is a new Lilo and Stitch movie, I am really down on live action remakes at the moment. Most of them are just a cheap imitation of the original, and the live action version just adds literally nothing to the table. But while doom scrolling on Disney Plus, I came across a hidden gem, a movie that came out more than 20 years ago, but still holds up to this day. Till this day. A freaking Disney classic, in my opinion. And I'm talking about Atlantis, The Lost Empire. And let me tell you, this film is about a young explorer named Milo James Thatch, played by Michael J. Fox from freaking Back to the Future. And he works like a dead-end job in a museum where he just fixes up the boiler. And every year he tries to convince the board of that museum to give him the funds to go on an expedition to find Atlantis, because his grandfather was an explorer as well, who always was talking to Milo about the lost city of Atlantis. But of course, for the 20th time forever, the board of the museum refuses to give Milo the funds to go on his expedition. After Milo gets rejected by the board of the museum once again, he gets approached by an old friend of his grandfather's who has the funds and is willing to finance the expedition towards Atlantis. And together with a colorful cast of characters, Milo embarks on his journey. We get Helga, who is the person who recruited Milo to meet Preston Whitmore, the financier of the expedition. Then we get Commander Rourke, who leads the expedition. And spoiler alert for a movie that came out like more than 20 years ago, he is the one who also betrays Milo in the movie so he can steal the energy crystal that is keeping Atlantis alive. I love Commander Rourke in this movie. I love how straightforward his villain arc just is. Like, he's just a cold-hearted killer that has sacrificed his entire crew and his partner, who is a certified baddie, Helga, just to get the loot. Hell, Rourke was willing to destroy an entire civilization of Atlantis just to get a bag. I love the boss battle at the end, where Rourke tries to decapitate Milo with an axe, just going full psycho lumberjack. The rest of the crew is hella nice though. Like, I would generally want to be a part of this friend group. My favorite character has to be Dr. Sweet. This man is just the nicest. He's always taking care of his crewmates, and this dude is cracking jokes and cracking necks because my dude Dr. Sweet is a certified chiropractor. Like, I need somebody to adjust me like that in my life. Then you also have Audrey, another certified baddie. She looks like Dora the Explorer, and if Toph from The Last Airbender were combined into one cute mechanic. Also, we have the chef Cookie, who just produces the most nasty prison cafeteria food looking meals. Speaking of nasty stuff, you got the character of Malier, who's just a disgusting hoarding goofball. His only purpose in life is digging around in dirt for some reason. I don't know why. Loki, my spirit animal in this movie has to be Mrs. Packard, an old grumpy lady who's just constantly smoking. I don't smoke cigarettes, I only smoke big doinks though. Of course, we can't forget Kira, who's the love interest for Milo in this movie. And let me tell you, she is also a certified baddie. Like, this movie got me playing baddie bingo while watching this. Princess Kira has some of the most beautiful scenes in this film. Like, they're just awe-inspiring. From the moment where they go into this underwater cave to explore like hieroglyphics and a bunch of wall paintings to see the history of Atlantis, to the scene where they go into the secret crystal cave and Kira starts walking on water. That just looked so visually interesting. Like, you don't really get any of those type of shots in any Disney movies anymore. Like, nothing that is just creative and looks beautiful, you know? But after she walks on the water, she gets absorbed by some kind of giant crystal, and then she turns into a crystal. She looks like Mr. Freeze's wife, Nora. But her energy is powering the life force of Atlantis, and Captain Rourke steals her and he tries to flee Atlantis, and while doing that the volcano erupts and they bring back Kira to Atlantis, and then the crystal stops a gigantic lava eruption from covering the town in lava, because then a bunch of like freaking robots, like freaking Pacific Rim robots looking gentle, what's it called? The Iron Giant looking ass robots just come out of nowhere, out of the water, and they form like a protective barrier that looks like the shield from like the Simpsons movie. But still, it's a really dope payoff. It's just awesome. Like you wouldn't really expect that for that to happen, but it just does. This film just has a bunch of really cool stuff in it, like where a giant leviathan, who is like a giant robot leviathan, destroys the submarine that's on its way to Atlantis. Like I still don't really know what that scene was about, or like who made that robot monster leviathan. Was it made by the people from Atlantis? Probably, but there's not really any explanation for it later in the film. Like there's a bunch of stuff that the live action remake could explore that is not in this film. And there's also the moment where Kita's father dies from a freaking punch to the stomach by freaking Commander Rourke. This dude just literally punched Leonard Nimoy to death in this film. That's just crazy. R.I.P. Spock, man. The film is also only 90 minutes long, so it's really short and sweet. But I would not mind for Disney to turn this film into like a freaking 2 hour and a half epic, because if Disney uses those unlimited V-Bucks they got at their disposal, they can really make an epic franchise out of this film that can rival the James Cameron Avatar movies. Like, this movie has a lot of potential to be a real cinematic experience. I know there's also a sequel of this movie that also was like straight to DVD, but that looks like it really sucks, so I'm not gonna talk about that right now. If you want me to talk about it, let me know in the comments down below, but for now, I wanna get to the part of the video where I put on my big executive suit and tell Disney how to run their own business. So first of all, if I was an executive and I would greenlit this movie right now, I would greenlit it right away. This film should be written and directed by Guillermo del Toro. Freaking hell, I can't say his name. He directed Pacific Rim, The Shape of Water, and Hellboy, so he would be a perfect fit for this film. For the cast, I want Tom Holland to play Milo. Nah, just kidding. Give me Harrison Dickinson because he got that D. Nah, that's sus. I don't know who should play him, just a nerdy white dude. Next up, Commander Rourke. I want him to be played by either Tom Hardy or Tom Cruise. They both have the intensity and charisma to pull off Captain Rourke perfectly. Princess Kida should just be played by Zendaya. King of Atlantis, I'm thinking Forrest Whitaker. Dr. Sweet should either be played by Terry Crews or Michael J. White. Black Dynamite himself. Audrey should be played by Michelle Rodriguez. You have seen her do action in the Fast and Furious franchise, and most importantly in that freaking Dungeons and Dragons movie. That movie was freaking epic. Plus, she is also certified baddie. Speed round. Finny should be played by Shia LaBeouf. Moliere should be played by Zach Galifianakis. Helga should be either played by Margot Robbie or even better, Aubrey Plaza. That would be pretty dope. I would love to see Aubrey Plaza. Preston Whitmore should be played by Jeff Goldblum. And Cookie should be played by Eminem or Ice Spice. Mr. Herbert should be played by Shane Gillis or 50 Cent. And last but not least, Mrs. Packard should be played by either Meryl Streep or Snoop Dogg. Whoever smokes the most. But nah, all jokes aside, I would love to see a live action remake for Atlantis The Lost Empire, and I think it would have some real franchise potential, because when I watched this movie I was so pleasantly surprised of how nice it is to just have a good movie to watch, and I would love to watch this with a real big budget. And I think that Disney could really make a good movie out of this, because I'm really sick and tired of those mundane, boring-ass Disney princess garbage remakes. Like Snow White was trash, Little Mermaid was trash, Lilo and Stitch, I'm sorry, but that movie was just straight up trash. Aladdin was garbage. Most of these stories don't translate well, but a movie that would translate well, in my opinion, is either Atlantis The Lost Empire or freaking Treasure Planet. Like, what? That would be epic. Those are movies that I would watch in the cinema. I'm not going to the cinema anymore for this garbage, but I will be going to the cinema to watch the remake for How to Train Your Dragon, because that looks kind of dope though. Okay, what animated movie would you want to see be made? Do you just want them to stop making animated movies, which is something that I kind of describe to, like make some new movies or something? Let me know in the comments down below. Doom out, and have yourself a happy Doomsday.